Karen Verko from the HR people. This is question number 4 in our Q&A session. Look, we've had a lot of questions about inductions. The legislation has changed recently with regard to inductions. They have to be a lot more robust than they were. I think what used to happen is you'd bring people on, you'd sit them at their desk and they'd get a little bit of a baptism of fire. By the end of the first week they didn't know if they were Arthur or Martha. Or alternatively you did the opposite, you overwhelmed them with so much information that the poor things got to the end of the week and thought, I can't do this job, it's too much. So look, inductions now are important. You need to give your staff a really good idea of any of the dangers and in your workplace. You need to have a list of them and you need to workshop those through with your staff so that they know exactly what they need to be aware of. For example, you might have staff that drive every day. You know, a lot of us have people who do client service work and leave the office to go to those appointments. Now, if they are in a car and they're speeding, leaving late and speeding to the appointment and they have an accident, then you're going to be at fault because you have not mitigated for those circumstances. Alternatively, if as part of your induction you say, hey guys, you're going to have to be going to appointments. You're going to need to make sure that you leave the office in a timely manner. Don't leave late, don't arrive late. Make sure that your car is in a very good condition, and also to make sure that they are aware of what happens if they have an accident, what they should and shouldn't be saying. All of these things are really important for you to share with them at the induction, and if you do that and there is an incident, then you're not going to be found at fault. Accidents happen, and at least this way you're going to be able to say, yep, look, they came in, I've inducted them, we've talked about driving in cars, they've signed a policy acknowledgement and it's on their file. You've ticked your box and you've made their life a lot safer. Now, can I suggest to you that inductions are really important? The legislation says that we've got to do this, but that's not the only reason we should be doing this. We should be doing this to make sure that we're sending our staff home safe every week. That's a far more important factor than the fact that the legislation says we must, and if we don't, we'll get fined. We don't want the fines, I agree. But let's look at it from a, hey, I'd really like to send my staff home safe and sound. Because it doesn't just affect them and you, their family. The repercussions of an accident in the workplace is huge. So inductions, they've got to be spot on. You've got to know how your business runs and you've got to make sure that you share that information with them at the outset. Don't be overwhelming. We always suggest that you do these things over the first week or even 2 weeks. And at the end of that time, do a little Q&A with them. Ask them where they're at. How's it going? Are they feeling overwhelmed? Do they need help? Is there anything you've missed? Is some of the software a little bit too complicated? Have you managed to show them where the lunch place is? That's just as important as everything else. So, look, hopefully that helps. Inductions are important. You do need to make sure that you're doing them correctly, and if you don't have time, make sure that you've got someone either on your team or a third party like the HR people to help you with your inductions. And by the way, we can do virtual inductions, so we can video your inductions just like we're doing now, and you can play them on your first day. It's very time effective for you. They can sit in front of the screen and hear all about the business, and they're going to know exactly what they need to know. And the beauty of it is, it'll be exactly the same for every single person. Because perhaps every time you do an induction, they're going to change a little depending on how much time you have and what you did on the Sunday night before. So look, hopefully that's helped answer the question about inductions. Yes, absolutely, and if you don't have time, make sure you get help. So Karen Verko from the HR people signing off. Thanks.